Hello and welcome to Mission Matters Live, a program focused on promoting a spirit of mission among the people of God in the Archdiocese of Chicago. I am Megan Mio, the Director of the Global Mission Office. And Con-solatio is a Catholic ministry of presence. Known for their international missionary program, Con-solatio missionaries commit to 1 to 2 years of walking with the poor, the lonely, and the rejected in one of 18 countries in Latin America, Europe, Asia, and Senegal in Africa. Since 2005, 150 North American young adults have engaged in this ministry and returned to ongoing formation as well. Con-solatio missionaries seek to offer the consolation and hope of God's abiding presence through life-transforming relationships that reveal the beauty and dignity of each person. Today, we are blessed to have present with us in studio Sofia Saucedo, Outreach Coordinator for Con-solatio, who is visiting Chicago from Texas. So welcome to the cold, sorry.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
She returned from almost 2 years on mission in Argentina in 2024. She now works to share information about the missionary program with young adults throughout the United States. Note that while Con-solatio is based in Brooklyn, New York, and you're coming to us from Texas, there are returned missionaries all over the country. Yes. And in fact, I know of 2 young women who are here in Chicago or from Chicago who have been on mission with Con-solatio, and that's how we kind of got introduced. So there are lots of different experiences and stories to be told, but we want to hear Sofia's story today. So let's learn more about this amazing ministry of presence that engages young people in the mission of Jesus Christ. So welcome, Sofia, to the Mission Matters program.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Megan, for having me. I'm really happy to be here.
Wonderful. Okay, well, great. Well, let's get started. I provided kind of a general introduction to Con-solatio at the top, but I wonder if you can tell us a little bit more, give us more of an introduction. What should we know about Con-solatio?
Okay, so Con-solatio is a Catholic nonprofit. We're based out in New York, and we have a missionary program for young adults, 18 through 30, to have this experience in the ministry of presence and compassion. So we have homes in 18 different countries, and our homes are nestled in neighborhoods usually of suffering or where there's a need of this presence of Christ. I mean, there's a need for this presence everywhere, but just for the experience, our homes are nestled. In Argentina, we were nestled in the heart of a slum, and
the margins, right?
Yes.
The outside parts of the
kind
society.
Of the area where a lot of people would, when I would take the bus into our neighborhood, they'd be like, well, what are you doing there? Why there? And so we live in intentional community with 4 to 6 other adults. And we live in international community, so I lived with a guy from France, Romania, Austria, a woman from Poland, Peru. I got to kind of visit all these other countries through my community.
Sure.
And we live in a family style living, so they really become your family. And then we live in intentional prayer life, so we have, most houses have the Blessed Sacrament. So our mission really is rooted in prayer, to be present to those who in our neighborhood, a home that's available to receive. And actually our mission is like Mary at the foot of the cross. So to just be present where we can't fix the situations of our friends, but we can simply just be with them.
In solidarity.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, hence a ministry of presence. You know, I would just note, I mean, one of the things that caught my attention about this missionary program is that it's not about projects. You're not there to build anything. You're not, like you said, you can't fix problems. I mean, you are there to in a sense, do something, but not in the typical way that people talk about mission work or a mission trip. That it is just about just living with, being in solidarity, get to know people, encountering people.
Yes.
Right.
And that looks really different just sometimes it's very simple birthday parties, attending baptisms, or receiving people in our house for a glass of water or some tea. And then in other moments, it's being there on a hospital visit, or recognizing, I don't know, that Doña Ermelinda, her husband passed away, so we're more attentive to her. And yes, so actually, I just kind of what you were saying, the name Con-solatio, it comes from, our mission is rooted in the Latin word consolation. So here I have the prayer card from Spe Salvi of Benedict XVI, or Pope Benedict XVI. And this is kind of to encompass our mission, is to accept the other who suffers, means I take up his suffering in such a way that it becomes mine also, because it is now become a shared suffering, though in which another person is present, this suffering is penetrated by the light of love. And then the Latin word consolatio, consolation, expresses this beautifully. It suggests being with the other in his solitude, so that it ceases to be solitude. So that's...
Hence the name.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I find that when it's a word in Latin and a word in English, they aren't exactly the same, right? Consolation in English doesn't have all the same nuances that Latin term does, which is why, you have this, more spelled out mission, and the name takes that Latin origin, a little bit more seriously. Okay, I understand that there's 3 pillars to life, missionary life of Con-solatio. They are a ministry of presence, a life of prayer, and an intentional community. You mentioned them a little bit already, but I wonder how you could talk about your own experience of these 3 pillars in your own life of mission in Argentina.
Yes. So each pillar doesn't really exist without the other. They're all they all go together. So I'll start with the pillar of prayer. So this is what our mission is rooted in, is the prayer life that we live. So practically on a day today on mission, we pray morning prayer and then a holy hour. In the mornings as a community, we open the Blessed Sacrament, and then we take turns. Daily Mass, we pray the Rosary at 3 o'clock. It's kind of when we open our doors to the neighborhood, and all the kids know they can come and pray, or the older women, or those were usually our faithful Rosary visitors. And then evening prayer and night prayer. So really the mission is, for me, it was always going back to prayer, this pillar of being with Christ, so that I could be with the others around me, with my community, with whoever knocked on the door.
Sure.
Yes.
And then the second pillar, that was the first, ministry of presence. So we've talked about what that might be like, but how did you experience it in your mission?
Yes. So, a little bit of like what I was saying before. It's this mission of simply just being and being available. This, like Our Lady. That's what always helped me, was when this availability, looking at her. So seeing that in Argentina we had a window next to our kitchen, and the missionaries, we'd call it the window of glory. So it was just always receiving each knock from each child. And yes, so just being present and recognizing that the greatest gift I could give to someone is my presence. And this gaze of love. And then I realized I was present, but it was their presence that was so taught me how to be present. So it's
sure.
I don't know if that makes sense.
You're mirroring each other, and Christ and Mary. Those examples. I mean, I think that your openness to wanting to engage and hear and learn and meet the people then was strengthened because they were so open to meeting you, right? And wanting to pray with you and to just tell you about their lives, and it's a mutual kind of an exchange.
Yes, it's friendship. It was this
another word, friendship.
That's because the friends in the neighborhood, the people that we would visit each afternoon. So each afternoon we would go out and visit our friends in the neighborhood. So that sometimes, like I said, was drinking tea or praying the rosary, or being with the children, and then sometimes it was carrying some heavier crosses.
Really, yeah.
Hospital visits.
Being together in those harder times.
Mm-hmm.
And the third pillar is that intentional community. And you mentioned,
Yes.
of course, people from all over the world who are missionaries
Yes.
with you, living together.
Yes. So it was beautiful because everyone in community, for example, I had a brother in community who was really good with teenage boys. And so through him, I was able to grow in love because of how he loved the teenagers in the neighborhood. Or I had a sister in community who was very, very good with elderly people, and where I loved playing with the 5-year-old girls. I don't know. So you saw the body of Christ like take its full form through this community that we could reach. We could reach more people because we were in communion together.
You each brought something different to that presence in the life of the house.
Yes.
And your engagement with the community. But I'm sure that there were times too when not only are you living in a different context and culture in Argentina than you grew up in, but then you're living with people who are from different places as well.
Yes.
I mean, I'm sure that it was difficult at times, but I mean, a way too to kind of challenge you to grow and to be aware of your own assumptions and your own preferences.
Yeah, mission really taught me you can't put anyone in a box. Because through community, I mean, that was the beautiful part, is I was living with people I didn't know, and although at times it was difficult just because of every factor, personality, working together, different cultures, how we socially interact, how we socially see things, and then, but it was beautiful because, like for breakfast, I would say, wow, how are me, an American, a Polish woman, a Romanian guy, and a guy from Austria, only Christ could bring us together from all different walks of life. We were all different ages. So it was, this experience of just receiving the other really, and not, having to drop my presumptions, because also they did the same for me, and it was a mercy for my life to live in community. It was definitely a deeper aspect of compassion, because those were the people I spent 24 hours with almost. So much time.
For a period of time. And you were there for just under 2 years.
Yes.
Is there like an agreement that you enter into when you go that I'm going to stay for this long, and you could extend it, or how does that work? So
I originally went for 18 months. And you're always able to extend. So typically you go, you have your set time, and then, each person they can come back, or if they feel called to extend, you can stay up to 2 years.
Up to 2 years total,
yes.
Okay. All right, so now I'd like to talk, we've been talking a little bit about your experience in Argentina already, but I wonder if we could just back up a little bit and talk about, how did you discern? Was this something you ever thought that you might do, to have this mission experience, to live abroad for as long as you did before? Like, what was your journey that led you to this experience?
Yes. So actually it was a 5th grade book project that I had to pull a book from the saint section, and it was Mother Teresa. So I just remember being fascinated by the pictures. I don't really remember much, but I remember after that I was like, oh, I would love to go to India and serve with the Missionaries of Charity. So that was always something that was like a dream, an abstract dream of one day I'll go and serve. And then my last year of college, I really began to have a transformative period of my life in my faith, and I realized that dream was actually a desire that God placed on my heart. And so I saw that I looked for a mission organization that sends to India long term. I wanted to be transformed. I wanted
You were determined.
Yes, yeah.
India, I gotta go to India.
Yeah, I was like, that's where I need to go. But then through that, I found the Archdiocese of Denver has like a list of different missionary programs.
Mm-hmm.
And in this transformative period, I kind of wanted to learn how to love. So, and that's, I think at the time, and I'm sure it's still on the website, that it's the School of Love, Con-solatio. That was their mission. So it was something that really resonated, where I was like, I want to learn how to love before I go out into the work world. That's what all my thoughts I was thinking. I was like, so I need to take some time to do that. And so that's how the Ministry of Presence really resonated with this desire of learning how to love and going back to the basics of being human, which is being loved and giving love.
Giving love, yeah. So you made this commitment after you graduated from college? After
Yes. So
4 years?
In November of my senior year, I decided, okay, I'm going to go on mission. And so I went, I visited, and that was kind of I left August after I graduated in 2022.
Okay, yeah. So you had a little bit of time between finishing your final exam or finishing your thesis,
yes,
and then making this leap. Did you have formation or any other kind of particular preparation before going?
Yes. So I went to a sneak peek, so the information session, to kind of hear testimonies of other missionaries that had done the mission. And then I went to a come and see weekend where I just simply lived the life that I would live on mission with the missionaries in New York. And then after that I said yes, and they said they would have me, so
They interviewed you or something, they were like, yes, she's the kind of person. What about language skills? I mean, did you already have any Spanish language?
I knew Spanish before. My parents are from Colombia, so we've always spoken in the house.
Okay.
But it's just an openness of learning the language. So I had 2 brothers in community, which are 2 other volunteers, that they didn't speak any Spanish when they got there. But by the 3rd, 4th month, they were fluent. they were talking a lot.
Oh my gosh. Well, yes. That is amazing. You know what? Honestly, I've talked about this before, that in mission, there's an element of tolerance of ambiguity, right? That sometimes everything isn't totally clear. And it doesn't matter, because the important thing is that we're living together, that we're taking care of one another, we love one another, that even if I don't understand every word that you're saying, or you don't understand me, we still know that deep down we're trying.
Yes, it's
right?
It's the yes of each day, the poor yes of each day. That's something
doing our best.
Mission. Yeah.
I mean well, well, we love one another. It's a language of love, that words are not as important.
Yes.
Right?
That's something that I was always in awe when they would talk about their experience of not being able to speak for the first 3 months, because they would tell me when they could talk, they said it was an experience of realizing, like, I don't need words to love. I don't. I can be more attentive and recognize facial expressions, or I don't know. I noticed that they were very attentive to small details, and that was their gesture of love at the time. It was very, and they told me, they were like, I felt very small, very humbled, but
it's humbling.
It was
for sure, right?
It was very beautiful to hear them talk about that experience.
Wonderful. So now let's talk about your mission experience a little bit more. I mean, I'm sure you experienced, even if you had the language, it's different in different parts of the world. The Spanish language is used different ways in the cultural reality. What was it like? What was your initial kind of experience? And then day-to-day life? Tell us a little bit about it.
Yes, so day-to-day life it's a very simple life. We would meet in the chapel for morning prayer, and then in the morning, while we were taking turns in adoration, whoever was cooking that day was going out to the food market to buy the vegetables. Typically, a child was always coming to, we had a lot of kids in the neighborhood in Argentina. They would come and cook, and it was more of a quiet mornings. We would also, in the mornings, we would go to other places of suffering in our neighborhood, like the hospital. We would do a weekly hospital visit. And there was a soup kitchen, so we would go simply just be with those who were receiving food. And then the women we would visit an all-girls orphanage, and we would go and help with homework.
Did you have like a schedule that on certain days you did this, other days you did that?
Yes. Thankfully, I mean, our neighborhood was pretty small, so everything was like maybe 2 blocks away, at least most things. So it was a 5-minute walk to the soup kitchen, and then it was like a 10-minute bus ride to the other places. But yeah, it was all pretty, it was scheduled out. We'd have like a weekly meeting to try to steward our time as best as we could and where God was calling us.
The community kind of knew about your house. Obviously, you said the kids would show up, like right as you open your doors, right?
Yes.
They knew this is a place of prayer. These are good people who are looking to just get to know us, and we want to get to know them.
Yes. So the house in Argentina has been there over 25 years. And we really are like any other neighbor. So yes, they know that they're always welcome in the house. So the children especially, they were always trying to get into the house.
It's a safe place,
yes.
right? It's a place where people are going to take care of you.
Yes, where you'll be received and listened to and looked at with this gaze of love. So yeah, we tried to, and then we would have friends who would also, they knew that we had a chapel in the house. So yeah, this presence of Christ really did abide, like dwell in the neighborhood. It was beautiful.
Yeah, it reverberated out from the house.
Yes.
Was there anything that was a big surprise to you in the course of your almost 2 years?
Yes, I think a little bit, I touched on it earlier about I couldn't really put anyone in a box, I realized, especially with our neighbors, because they received us in their neighborhood with so much love. So in Argentina, there was, our neighborhood had a lot of suffering with like drug use and alcohol and broken families. So when I first got there, I think that was really my instant gaze, like, oh, this is like everything that's wrong. And like if they didn't, almost I wanted to fix, this instant thought of like a plan to fix things. And then slowly as I went on, and I got to know the people in the neighborhood. We had a neighbor in particular, Pablo, who was a very complex man. He was kind of known to be like the crazy guy who suffered from addiction, but at the same time, he was a friend. He was they called him El Loco, but he knew that at our house he was Pablo, and we would visit his grandmother. He also would protect us in a certain way, where if he knew something was maybe happening at the bus stop, he would go and he'd say, well, I think there's some strange people at the bus stop, like, I'll walk with you. Whereas like typically, I think if I didn't know him, I would only see him kind of for his suffering face, which, so yeah, that was also always surprising, was letting myself be surprised by those around me, and that, how complex a person can be. That was something that was surprising to me.
Yeah, I think it takes presence in order to get past those first impressions, right?
Yes.
You have to take the time to get to know people in order to see the complexities.
And he had a 5-year-old daughter, so you saw this suffering man, but she was always very well dressed. He always made sure her hair was done very well with a lot of dignity. So you saw that really she was his purpose of being, and she would come play at our house like every day. So this man who kind of everyone thinks has like written him off because of sin and this like initial gaze, but he was really this father that would bring snacks for all the other kids, or if we had a movie night with the kids, he was bringing pizza. So kind of this experience to be available and for our friends to also participate in the mission of presence with us.
Mm-hmm. People kind of responding well to that invitation.
Yes, yeah.
People you might not expect, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, how would you say, I mean, you're talking about meeting these different people, different kinds of situations. How would you say that this has like impacted you? How has this changed you in different ways? Well, obviously you said you were surprised
Mm-hmm.
and that you realized people can surprise you. But, I don't know, looking back now as you've been processing it,
Mm-hmm.
how you're different coming out of this.
I think just kind of going off of, recognizing that Christ is in everyone, like he uses everyone to be an instrument in some sort of way. So I think my gaze has changed, and also I think before mission, I had like my prayer life in one lane, my family in one lane, my social life in one lane, and through mission, everything was rooted through Christ, through prayer, and so everything kind of unified itself. So that's been something that has definitely changed. It's all one. My social life, my faith life, everything is. It's not all in its own lane, or seeing Christ in people has become a bit less abstract for me. But that was the impact it had on my life, where I was like, oh, Christ is here, like
you don't have to
in
look
front
far
of me.
off.
Yes, like in my neighbor in Argentina, but also my neighbor in Texas, or my roommate, or through my mom or my sister. Where I think before it was like, oh, I don't know. It was just a bit different. I don't know how to describe it. My gaze changed.
Yeah, I can understand. I mean, I have felt like before that we're easily distracted. We're human beings, we're getting so much information coming at us every minute, every day. Even if you can, deep down, you believe, yes, I believe God is present, I believe God is in every human being I encounter, we get distracted. We get, we're busy. We get a lot going on. We're not perfect. But it takes these kinds of mission experiences sometimes to just kind of force you, for this period of time, all you're going to do is going to look for the presence of Christ, for this almost 2 years. And then you have a chance to really practice it, right?
Yes.
And then you return to your kind of day-to-day life, and the hope is that you don't lose that, because you can get distracted again. You can get busy with all kinds of things. And I hope that, so long as this experience was that deeply impactful on you, I think, of course, this will stay with you.
Yes, yeah.
for the rest of your life.
It's a gift that keeps on giving, like different, even after the mission, I still think about it a lot, and it's still very present in my prayer. And so, yes, it's something I know I'll carry with me for the rest of my life. So. And
you're probably going to be seeking out new opportunities to have that experience again, too, I'm sure.
Yes.
Now, when you returned, there was some ongoing formation, there was some opportunities to process and reflect on your experience?
Yes, so after mission, we have a re-entry weekend. So this re-entry weekend was actually, I attended, and then that's when I got asked to do outreach for Con-solatio. And I had already kind of expressed I would love to continue with the mission in some way to the staff in New York. So, yes.
Not everybody gets to be the outreach coordinator, but I mean, people. You stay in touch with people who've been on mission too.
Yes, Yes, I have. It's through friendship. They're my friends. So it's we definitely still keep in touch, and I have a sister in community who's still in Argentina, and I call her every few months, and she sent me the video of the kids. They take the kids to camp, so she sent me the video of the camp. So definitely still keep in touch.
Your heart is still there, yeah. I'm sure it's good to see it, but then you're also feeling like, oh, I wish I could be there too, right?
Yes. I see them and they're growing, and I'm like, wow. When she's 7 now, she was 5. But it's beautiful because you're kind of like a link in the chain of something.
It's bigger than you.
Bigger.
Yeah.
So I know that they're with the volunteers that come after me, and I'm like, it's an honor. Really, it's an honor to be present to these friends and to the people in our neighborhoods, because they really are my teachers of life. They were so simple, so loving. They had this, it was really the face of Christ for my life through others, them. And then I was able to kind of see him in other people around me.
I think sometimes it's hard to articulate it.
Yes.
Just explain it to people who haven't experienced this deep, immersion in mission and this opportunity. So thank you for trying to put it to words. I hope it made sense.
No
worries. Okay, now you're the outreach coordinator, so tell us about that role. What are your responsibilities?
So once a month, I travel and I share our program with different states. So typically each month I travel to a different state, and so I was just in South Bend, Indiana, and I do tabling. I share with high school students. Sometimes I'll give testimony talks to parishes, and I live the same mission of presence, but just with the young people here in the States. Yes.
You look for those opportunities, which of course is one of the reasons why you're here with us today, that you were looking to get the message out. Now, I think that we were talking earlier about on the website, there's a lovely video.
Yes.
Can you just tell us about this video on the website?
So last year we made this video kind of so that we could give anyone that would like to see a bit more of the mission of Con-solatio. So we had our houses from all over the world kind of send us videos, and we put together this, like a promo video, so that people could really see this glimpse where the mission is the same everywhere, but it takes its own form through the missionaries, through a different country and everything. So.
Yeah, and it's not a long video, so I think we can share it with our viewers today. Maybe we can switch to that video now, and then we'll talk about it afterwards. Mike, if you would. All right, that's a powerful video. I'm impressed. we were commenting while we're watching it. Well, some of the video is very high quality, very clear. Some of it's a little herky-jerky, right? Because it's on mission. These are folks who are out in the field, if you will, filming these different moments and people who are so impactful in their mission experience. So you use this video as you go out and meet with people and tell them about?
Yes, so typically I'll share this video before I give like a presentation or a testimony, just so that there's a glimpse of, you know, we say it's not so much in doing, but in being. So it's being given, it's being human, just, yeah, so the video kind of shows all the ways of being that could be. Yeah, sorry.
Yep,
sorry.
Well, I mean, the list of words after the word be, I mean, it's all those things, right? And in different combinations. And
yeah, and then the clips of prayer, and then just the visits, there were clips of home visits. I don't know, just kind of how there was cooking, there was playing. Yeah, so that's a bit of the video.
It just gives a glimpse of what this missionary life is like. So, okay, so how could people learn more about Con-solatio? The website, of course.
Yes, the website. And then we have monthly information sessions where we call them sneak peeks. And in these, it's a 1 hour, 1.5 hour Zoom with where you hear testimonies from other missionaries of different stories. We also, so you could reach out to Mara Wickett, who's our outreach director. She puts on the sneak peeks, and then also we have the Come Abide book. So we have a book where kind of different stories that our missionaries live, where it's where you could kind of see more of a glimpse into mission. And we also, our missionaries send out letters every 2 months, so you could sign up to receive the newsletters or the letters from the missionaries and support, and learn through that.
That came to my mind because I think the first time I was engaged with Con-solatio, it was a young woman named Rhiannon who had gone, and she was about to leave when I first talked to her about this. And I said, well, can you add me to your newsletter list? Like, make sure I'm getting your letters. And it was one way to kind of follow along with her, try to be present, in solidarity at least, with her experience. And I think that is pretty standard, that there's that before you go on your mission, tell me if I'm wrong, before you go on your mission, that you kind of tell family, friends, your own parish community, hey, I'm going to try to send updates back, and that you can support me with your prayers, you can support me financially. Support the organization financially.
So you have financial and spiritual supporters. So the letters go to everyone, and that's how, like you were saying, you keep up with the missionaries, and you learn more about Con-solatio because it's through the missionaries, through the program, that really, and through their testimony and stories that you, I mean, I love reading the letters. It reminds me of my mission and how we live something similar, different in different places, but that, like you said, it's hard to put into words. So these letters like really help, and I'm like, that's what I lived. Like it reminds me of a friend or a different story, or just like a particular visit that was like very impactful. And sometimes through reading others' letters, I'm able to put it into words a bit better.
Understand your own experience a little bit better. Well, I wanted to mention it because there may be people watching us here today who might be thinking about this. And it was you going to one of those sneak peek Zooms that started to get you thinking about going yourself.
Yes, it was the sneak peek that really, seeing the testimony of others talk about how they serve, and then also the impact that it had on their life, really kind of, I was like, I want to live that. So I encourage anyone who has thought about doing international missions long term to take a look at Con-solatio and the website and attend a sneak peek.
Find out more. And you said that the age range is 18 to 30, correct?
Ma'am.
So you're looking for young people. So you yourself may be a young person, or somebody you know may be a young person who this might be the right thing to encounter and experience mission this way. So wonderful. Well, thanks. And that website, the web address is
www.consolatio.org.
okay, Consolatio.org.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. Wonderful. Just making sure we get that clear. Well, you can Google it too, but regardless, take a look at that website to learn more. So thank you so much for joining us, Sophia. It was wonderful.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, well, I think too, being interviewed about your mission experience, it's helpful, I hope, to you too, to start to try to talk about this in different contexts. You've already been talking about it with the other young people, but the more that you talk about it, the more you kind of think about it and explain it to others. I hope that it's helpful to you.
Yes, it is. Yeah, always discovering something new.
Well, of course. And yes, I think that particularly for young people to have a mission experience is important because it's something that you will have with you for the rest of your life. So, I encourage you to continue your work of outreach, and hopefully this interview today will be a tool that you can use going forward as well. So thank you very much. God bless Con-solatio and all of your missionaries and yourself.
Thank you for your mission.
God be with you. Well, you're welcome. This is my job. But anyway, thank you very much for being with us here today. And I want to thank our listeners too. Thank you for listening. And remember, always be on mission. Bye-bye.